Dr. Richardson. So, for my summer one placement, I have been at Southland, which is a skilled nursing home in Lufkin, and it has been amazing. I have learned so much in the last like 3 weeks that I've been there, and I think it's going to be a great experience for me. Y'all, everyone already knows I kind of always thought I wanted to work with adults, and this really solidified that. Um, I still think I want to be in the hospital setting, but nursing home is like right there now too. I didn't think that I would like it this much, but I really do like it. So, three strengths that I've noticed while I've been placed there is adapting to my environment. Just like in the clinic, I feel like I still have the ability to adapt to the things around me and to the residents. Um, I may have an idea of what I want to do during my therapy session, but if the resident doesn't want to do it, then I have to change it up. Especially when I'm working with like my patients that have dementia. Um, one thing could work the day before and then not work the next day. So I can go in with a plan, and if they tell me no, then I have to switch it up. And then also with like my swallowing patients, um, if they've already ate for the day, then we have to find a different way to work on their goals. So a lot of the times we'll educate them and we'll go over their strategies using just like water, things like that. And we'll make sure that they know the strategies and they can say them back to us so that they fully understand. Another thing that I think is a strength of mine is taking feedback and applying it. My supervisor has given me some really good advice about taking data and how to interact with residents. So, in the clinic, I could put my data sheet on the table and, mark it up, and the kids wouldn't really necessarily look at it or anything or ask me what I was doing. But with the residents at the nursing home, they do. And so instead of just having my data sheet out in the open now, my supervisor told me, have it off to the side, make it feel like you're not grading them or anything like that so that they're more comfortable. And so I've really taken that into consideration and started doing that. Um, so, another thing is interacting with the residents. So, the first couple days I was a little bit nervous, but you just have to make them feel like you're someone that they can trust, which I think is a huge thing, because if they don't want to come with me to therapy, then something is wrong, and you want them to be able to trust you and for them to know that, you're not there to hurt them. So then another one of my strengths is having a positive attitude despite the circumstances. So some of the residents that we see, they are very sick. Some of them have dementia. Some of them are NPO, so they can't have food or water or anything. But I still try to keep a positive attitude and keep the environment positive so that they're not dreading coming to therapy. And we try not to call it therapy either. We always say like, oh, come do some task with us or something like that. So that, because once they get down, then it's going to be harder they're not going to have the motivation to work. And that's the last thing that I want to happen. So 3 of my weaknesses that I've seen. This first one has really come by surprise to me. So for some reason, I feel like my confidence just is not there. So I feel like I'm very confident in the clinical setting back at SFA, especially working with kids, because that's all I've ever really done is work with kids. This is my first time being at an offsite, and it's my first time ever working with adult clients. So my confidence is kind of low. I could definitely feel myself taking a step back and being a little less talkative, which I talk a lot. So that's very, very new. I know as the experience goes on, I know my confidence will come back and I'll gain more confidence, but that just was really shocking for me. Another one of my weaknesses is documentation. I feel like in the clinic setting, I did a lot better. My documentation grew, and my professional writing grew, but I feel like I'm not necessarily back at square one, but it is a little bit different than being in the clinical setting. So, for our documentation, we have to make sure that we show medical necessity and show how it's a skilled treatment. And I mean, we kind of do that still at the clinic setting, but for me, it's just a little bit harder tweaking certain words and things like that. But we're making progress with that. And then this last one also came as a very big shock for me, but maintaining rapport or building rapport with my residents, this definitely is something that I feel like I've been good at with the clinic. I've had really good relationships with all of my clients and their parents. But I feel like I've struggled with my adult clients now, especially with getting the residents to trust that I know what I'm talking about, and that I know that even though I'm young, I still know what I'm talking about, and what I'm talking about will help them. I feel like I also struggle with some of the patients that have dementia, just getting them to trust me, which I know that comes with time, but for me, it's still a little bit hard. I had an incident where I was going to get one of the residents to come do speech, and she told me, she said, "If you touch me, I'm going to yell." And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I just kept reassuring her, "Hi, do you remember me? My name is Justice. I'm with Miss Tracy. We're going to have you come and help us fold up some clothes for us." And it was just, "If you touch me, I'm going to yell. If you touch me, I'm going to yell." So that really came as a big shock to me. I had never had something like that happen. And so I went and got Miss Tracy, and Miss Tracy was able to get her to come just like that. Just real easy. And so I definitely feel like I need to keep working on, especially with the patients who do have dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that, just establishing the rapport every single session. So 3 goals that I want to work on while I'm at my SNF is being confident in my skills and my knowledge when speaking with clients or the residents, and with other professionals. And even though that my clients are older than me, making sure that I'm confident so that they do trust me and believe that I know what I'm talking about. Another one of my goals is to successfully document a daily and weekly note and evaluation report. So I think that's going to be a great goal for me. And then my last one is coming up with things to do during my therapy session that are a little bit more functional. I feel like I have this goal every single semester, which it's coming along. It's coming really, really good. But now I need to make sure that I adapt that to my adult clients, because a lot of the goals that we have for them, they're for in their normal setting. So like getting dressed or folding clothes. We don't want to make it seem like we're just drilling them. And Miss Tracy also taught me that, don't ever call it a therapy session. Have them, "Oh, we're going to go do an activity. Come help me fold my clothes. Come help me garden," things like that, so that it doesn't seem like, they're in a bad space or something like that. But it has been a great experience. Like I said, I have really, really enjoyed it. I have some personal experience with my grandmother being in a nursing home and it not going well at all. And so this is something that's been really, really close to my heart, and I have cherished every single moment that I've been there. So thank you. Have a great day.